everyone, and welcome to day one of the 5-day money attraction challenge. Oh my gosh, you guys, we did it. Get ready for the next 5 days of fun and transformation with all things money. I know that there's so many of you here that you have been hearing us talk about the money family. So I want to give you the down low on what that's all about before we get started with this entire week that we're going to have together. When you hear me say the money family, what that means, we are a group of people who we use our minds to create our wealth. We act, speak, and think positively all the time about money. In this family, we celebrate each other, whether you manifested a penny or $1 million, we're all about the celebration. You're going to see it everywhere. That's all we do. We love celebrating each other. And last but not least, we support each other's financial dreams. I know that for many people, your natural family might not be able to, I don't know, get you when you talk about your wildest financial dreams. But here in the money family, we get it. We're all about it. We're down for it with you. That's what we're about. And if you think that this money family sounds like the place that you want to be, then I want to invite you to come join us in the money family. And right now I'm going to ask you to type in the comments, money family. That is your way of saying, I want in on that. I am a part of this family where we talk about our financial dreams. We're all about it. We celebrate each other. We support each other. I'm in. Look at it. I see everybody. Go ahead and type money family. That's your own indoctrination into our family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've giving you the biggest hugs and love. That's the other thing we're all about. Hopefully you like being loved on, because we love to love. So I love it. Look at all these new members of the money family that we have. Welcome. And now you got $1,100 to spend on your sweet little self today. Just you. Nothing to do with paying bills, buying something special for the hubby or the kid or anybody else. You had $1,100 just show up and you get to spend it on you. Number one lesson in manifesting is self-love. Taking care of you first, showing God, universe, source, that you deserve to be pampered and treated and spoiled, not after everybody else, but first. So how did you spend your $1,100? I want to see. Come on, tell me. I saw all kinds of amazing things in our Money Attraction Challenge Facebook group. There were so many people typing purses and shoes and all kinds of gifts that I would have never thought of. I absolutely love seeing the high energy of you guys spending money. Go ahead and fill in the comments. Tell me, what did you spend your money on? And I see some of you tagging friends. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful, because you know what? Nobody's going to understand what we are doing here this week unless they get to experience it. So yeah, tag your friends in this video. Tell them you want to watch this money attraction challenge. Look at oh my gosh, pairs of shoes. I saw a spa day, dance lessons, going to Hawaii. You girls know how to love. You ladies and gentlemen, you know how to love on yourself. That's another thing in this money family. We really encourage you to step into taking care of you. Why? And this is one of the things we're going to talk about this week. You deserve it. You deserve it. I know that's going to cause some tears to roll right now, because for a long time, you've not treated yourself well. You've not spoiled yourself. You've not pampered yourself. You've taken care of everyone else and not done it for you. Well, I'm telling you that can be part of the manifesting stuff that's going on with your money, is that you're not showing that you deserve it. So today, day one, spoil yourself. Yes, I love it. All right. I'm going to talk next about my intention. One of the things that there's so many of you here who have known me for years, and so many of you as well that are new to the money family. And one of the things that you're going to come to learn about me is, this is it. What you see here is what you get. I love keeping it real. I'm all about being authentic. I'm also very intentional. Everything that I do, and the money family that has been here for a while, you know this to be true. Literally, even when I go to Walmart, I write out an intention. Everything that I do is with intention. So I wanted to kick off today by sharing my intention for the next 5 days. All right, sit back. Here we go. Number one, I really just want to show you that you can have fun with money. Every day you're going to get money to spend. You're going to dream. You're going to wake up every morning looking forward to how much more money am I going to get today? What's Tasha going to tell me to buy? Like I jump out of bed waiting to see. And every time we do this challenge, it's a different amount, a different thing. But it's showing you that you can have that kind of fun and expectation with money, not just to pay bills and be like dreary about it. You know what I mean? So that's number one. I'm going to show you how to have fun. Number two, straight up, I'm all about transforming not only your life, but your relationship with money. And I say this, when I sat down and I wrote all the notes of what I want to share this week, this was what was on my heart. If you give me the next 5 days, if you show up every day this week at 12 Eastern, watch these lives, be in this energy, and just give me 5 days, I know I'm going to save you 5 years. Some of you, I may even save you 50 years. We have some clients who come into our community and they're like, Tasha, it's been 50 years. I've been thinking like this. I've been stuck in this pattern. 50 years. If I could save you 50 years, but my long shot, I want to transform and make an impact on the next 5 generations through you. So many of us that are here today, we are doing work for what the generations before us, like we inherited. You know, there's a lot of generational stuff that we're still trying to break and work through and resolve. Well, I want us during this 5 days, I want to give you an insight. I want to teach you something. I want to break you open. I want to do something that's going to impact the next 5 generations through you. And then there's some of you that you found this challenge because you're like, oh my gosh, a money attraction challenge. Yes, I'm all about the money. And you came because you just want to be inspired. I got you. I'm going to inspire the heck out of you. And then there's some people, you have been praying. You've been asking, you've been trying to figure out how to do this thing with your finances and your life. Yeah, you want to be inspired, but truth be told, what you want to change your life. You have had enough of settling. You're like, I know there's more. I know it. I feel it. I can sense it. I know there's more. And Tasha, I want it. I'm ready and I want it. You're ready for that life that is just abundant. Everything in your life just flows and you're in alignment and it feels amazing and easy and fun. And that is what you're going for. You know you can have it and you're feeling it. And that desire within you brought you here. Well, my intention for those of you that you want that change and you want to do it now and you're ready, that when I invite you to continue this journey with me over the next 5 days, my intention is that you honor that desire within yourself and you say yes to you. Yes to making me your money and manifestation mentor and coach. Pretty much yes to having me in your life for the next 120 days. Because you found this. This is what you've been praying for, right? So when you get the invitation that you'll say yes. Mwah, there you have it. I loved keeping it real. And that's why we're here. I want you to see a space where people can be authentic. They can be real. We stand for each other. We stand in support of each other. It's all about, let's all rise together because a rising tide raises all the boats. Cool? Everybody good with that? You ready to play full out? I see some of you saying, I know there's more. Yes, my friends, there's so much more. I know there's more. Yes. Now I have a question for you because today's topic is titled The Science of Manifesting Money. So here is the question. You know my favorite Tony Robbins quote is coming up, right? Tony Robbins says, the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions that you're willing to ask yourself. So not questions like, what am I having for dinner tonight? But like, wow, that question just changed the trajectory of my life. And this is one of those questions that I'm about to ask you. If I could show you the science to manifesting more money, if I could show you how to apply it so that you become a master of using this science, would you want to know how to do it? Yes or yes? That's a yes or yes question. Put it in the comments. Start typing yes or yes. Would you want to know how to master it? This has become the purpose of my life. I am committed to mastering this science. I started 11 years ago, and all I want to do, my work every day, is to get better and better and better and better and better at it. I tell my clients, we want to get to the point where it's the law of least effort, the law of least effort, because we are using the power of our minds and the science that exists to get us the results that we want. So here we go. Yes, blow up my Facebook page. Yes, 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 yes. Put the yeses everywhere. All right. Now I'm going to give you an affirmation. It's going to give you an insight about this science. So get ready to type. By the way, note takers are money makers. Remember, I told you that. Note takers are money makers. All of this week, I'm going to tell you, type this, type this, type this. Yes, I like to see when you type it, but really, I know it's creating a new neural pathway in your brain, and that's what I really want. I want you to get the things that I'm telling you to type. I want you to affirm the things that you hear me saying. So here's a powerful one that we're going to start off with today. My money, get ready to type it. My money is first made in my mind. My money is first made in my mind. Not your education, not the business you're in, not the job you have, not your background, not your education, not nothing else other than your money is first made in your mind. What does that mean? How wealthy you are or not wealthy you are is because of how you think. How easy money comes or how hard it is to get it, it's because of how you think. So this is step number one. My money is first made in my mind. Guys, got that? Why do you want to learn about this science so much? Well, we have a Facebook group, the Money Attraction Community. There's close to 17,000 people. We posted a question that said, what's on your bucket list? When you hear bucket list, this is what I think of, my bucket list. What do I want to experience? What do I want to have? What do I want to be before I die? Before my time is up? What is on my bucket list of things that I want to experience? It was mind-blowing. Shout out to Allison, who did the stats for this. It was mind-blowing that over 50% of you said financial freedom. Financial freedom. A large part of the remaining 50%, debt repayment or travel. Here's what I'm telling you. The thing that's the most important to you that you want to have before you die involves money. It involves money. And that's why I've made it my mission to share with you on day one, there is a science to manifesting more money. And I'm about to give it to you. So get ready. Before I do that, before I get into the science, I know I'm going to get really excited, and I have three gifts. See how loving I am? 3 gifts for you. The first one is I'm going to give you a worksheet. So I want you to type the word manifest in the comments. Listen to me how this is going to work. You're going to type the word manifest, and then you're going to get a message from me in Facebook Messenger. When this live is done, go to Facebook Messenger, or you'll see a link tagged in the comments. You'll see a link that is pinned there. If you're watching somewhere where typing the word manifest doesn't work, click the link and you'll get a message from me in Facebook Messenger with a worksheet. This is just for you to start using this science that I'm about to walk you through. Then I have 2 incredible human beings. They're both doctors. They live for the science. I promise you, you're going to get off this live today, and you are literally, when it's done, you're going to go, wow, what the heck just happened? Right? So I'm telling you, oh my gosh, this is such a gift for you, these 3 things. Go ahead and type the word manifest, every single one watching live or watching the replay. If you don't get a message from me, then you can click the link that's pinned. That will get it to you in Messenger also. Everyone's going to get the worksheet. Enjoy it. Do that this afternoon as your homework for this week. Cool? Okay. So this science that we're talking about. Well, my friends, Every single one of us, we're all created, and this is what I love. We were all created equally. Some people have said to me, well, is manifesting a lot of money luck? No. Is it some people are just blessed more than others? No. Because the way to create money, every single one of us have the foundational basic tools, every one of us. So you can, sorry, you're not going to get to use that excuse anymore because we all came hardwired with the goods. Okay. It is called the reticular activating system. Every single one of us has this thing in our brains. It's actually a complex bundle of nerves that are in the brains, that's in the brainstem. It is the thing that says, let's process information that the brain gets. And oh, by the way, before I go too much further, I'm going to give you the layman's understanding of this. And then I got the doctors to give you like the deep science. Okay. So this is a complex bundle of nerves in the brain. It acts as the gatekeeper. It literally says, okay, we're going to give this information to the brain. And pretty much what it does is it says, brain, focus on this, focus on this, focus on this. And then you see the result of it in your life. So that's just follow me. We all have this. It's called the reticular activating system. Every single one of us has it. It's the foundation of the science that makes manifesting more money work. So it's interesting. I'm getting ready for this live, and I'm going to share with you how it works because this is such a crazy example that happened over the weekend and today that I know all of you can relate to. So my guy is into sports cars, right? So part of our budding relationship is that he decides to send me this video about, and those of you car enthusiasts, you might know what this is, but he sends me this video and it says on the video, the unveiling of the C8 Z06 Corvette. Those of you that are into cars, that might mean something to you. For little old Tasha here, I was like, oh my, what is this? So here's what's interesting. Because, part of being in a relationship is I want to be interested in what he's interested in. So I watched this video right before I go to sleep Saturday night. I watch the video, I put the phone away, I go to bed. I wake up Sunday, I go to the grocery store. I pull up to the traffic light. I just minding my own business, listening to my music, look across from me. Holy macaroons, the exact car, the exact color, the exact trim, the exact car. Here's where it gets crazy. I'm trying to take a picture because I'm like, there's no way. I've never seen this car. I know nothing about these cars. I can barely tell you the name. Today I go to the gym. I'm pulling out of the parking lot. There is another one. Today was blue, metallic blue, black trim. I'm like, you cannot make this stuff up. Why? That is my reticular activating system. I watched that video, and I'm going to ask Dr. Jackie to share a little bit about doing this before I went to sleep. I watched that video and I wake up the next day and come on now, there is the car next to me the next day. Today, another one. How many of you just bought a car or you're thinking about buying a car, suddenly you see it everywhere? That is your reticular activating system at work. You have given that part of your brain a thing and you've said, focus on this, focus on this, focus on this. Then you start seeing it in your life. As I'm telling you this, you want to be thinking about money, right? You want to be thinking about money. So that's what's happened to me. And I wanted to give you that understanding before I tell you how I actually learned the lesson about the science 11 years ago. I was newly divorced. I had just filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I had zero income. And every single day, I would take my kids to school and I would come home and hear this. For 6 to 7 hours, however long school lasted, for 6 to 7 hours every day. You know what I was feeding my reticular activating system, this superpower in my brain? You know what I was telling it to focus on? Oh my God, there's no money. How are you going to pay the bills? Oh my God, what are you going to do? They're going to take the house away. They're going to take the car. How are you going to cover for the kids? Where are you going to get food? Every single day for 6 hours a day. That's all I fed this part of my brain. And every afternoon I went to the mailbox, and sure enough, there was the evidence of what I had been focusing on. Overdraft notices, threatening letters from creditors, you name it, it was there. The balance past due in red on the front of the envelope. Like, really? Do you need to do that on the front of the envelope? But it was all there. And I started to realize, oh my God, I'm thinking about this all day long, and every day I'm getting evidence of it. That was how I learned the lesson of the superpower. And my very first step on this journey after I realized that was to grab my journal. And every time I had one of those negative, fearful thoughts, I wrote the opposite in this journal. That's it. That's the way I started 11 years ago. And like I told you, I've spent the last 11 years mastering this science. So I know that so many of you can relate to that story. I just want you to take a little minute and go, am I doing that? Am I doing that? How much of my brain power of this reticular activating system am I telling to focus on what I don't want financially? And then let's talk about, I want to tell you 4 ways that you can actually begin to, what would you say, program this part of your brain to work for you. 4 ways. And it's all in the worksheet that you're going to get in Messenger after you've typed the word manifest. I'm going to give you a worksheet that you can actually do these things and get yourself started. Okay. So number 1, you've got to give it something to focus on, something positive, not the stuff that you've been thinking about. Now, I know that sounds easy. You're like, Tasha, wow, of course. Yes, I'm going to start thinking positive thoughts. My friends, this is not the first time you've heard this. You know this. You know it. You know you should think positive. But we're not really doing it all the time like we should, do we? Or this morning I did a live and we talked about our financial dreams. So many people wrote in the comments, oh my God, I need to get back to financial dreaming. And that's what I want to show you. In the next 120 days, I got you. I got you. I'm going to show you how to open up those financial dreams and focus on them and feed it to this part of your brain so that it starts creating the results you want to see in your bank account. Number 2, and oh my gosh, this one's heavy. You have got to remove the programming, the limitations, the beliefs that are just keeping you stuck, the patterned thinking that you have around money. One of my clients on Clubhouse last week said she was in her 50s when she had to come to terms with the fact that she was always thinking, I can't afford it. 50 something years of thinking that. Me, I know I started at a very early age because in my young age, in my young years, like before 6 years old, my mom had to leave me to go work. And I created a belief as a child that it was love or money. Fast forward 40 years of thinking like that, 40 years of giving this reticular activating system that message. What do you think shows up in my life? I'm getting divorced, and my husband says, well, he's asking me for divorce, and he's like, and I'm like, should we go to counseling? He goes, well, are you going to change how you are with money? Like, here I am again, because that's the result of what I had been feeding this part of my brain. So I want you to know, no harm, no foul. I just want you to listen to me and go, wow, I'm scared to think about what I've been thinking for so many years. It's all a matter of learning how to undo it. And again, I got you. Okay? I'm a master at this. I got you. I will show you how. Number 3, you want to really think about staying in a positive environment that will support you in keeping consistent positive thoughts. Because here's how the reticular activating system works. You're on this live for the next 5 days. Your vibration is high. You're like, oh my gosh, I love it. I'm thinking all kind of positive things about money. Oh, I'm so open and expansive. And then what happens next week? What happens tonight when you look at the bills? What happens for the next month? Right back, because you're not in an environment that's going to sustain that positive thought, right? So what I have found on my journey is I really need to put myself in a place where I'm around people. Like, you should see the text messages between Diane and I, my best friend and business partner. We are messaging all day long, just constantly affirming each other and affirming our desires, right? So I know that that is a part of the formula. I have to keep myself in a place where these thoughts are supported. And then the most important one, nobody has probably ever told you this, but this part of your brain functions the best. We know it as visualizing or visioning. It functions the best with a story, an image, and emotions. So if you can master visioning, if you can master it, and I'm not going to be humble about this, I'm just going to claim it. I've taken a long time to get here, but I am. If you look at my logo, it says Tasha Chen Vision and Mindset Mastery. The thing that I do the best with our people is showing them how to vision, guiding them through the process. When I'm done, they're all crying. Always. It's always tears with me with the visioning. Why? Because I take them to the place where it is so real for them that it moves them emotionally. That part of the brain loves that stuff. Yes, you can, I wish I had that, or I write it down, but if you can get it to see it and feel it and believe it, my friends, it's done. So those are 4 things, and I got you for all of them. All 4. I got you. Okay? So hopefully I'm going to jump over here and look at the comments. Hopefully you guys have all that. Now, if you're listening and you're like, I know this stuff. This makes sense. I know all of this. But you are not seeing the results of this knowledge that you have in your bank account. Period. End of story. It's not showing up there. You can know it till the cows come home. But if it's not in your bank account, if it's not in your bank balance, if your life does not reflect this knowledge, then you might need some support. You might be saying, Tasha, I know this. And I realize you're right. I haven't mastered it. So I said, there are some of you that came because you want to be inspired, and I just inspired you. I'm telling you, I told you what to do. But there are the rest of you that you're here for change. You heard me and you're saying, I got to remove these limiting thoughts. I need support. I need an environment that will keep me in a positive mindset. I have got to get some accountability. I need a mentor. And if you're like me, this is how I roll. Like, can somebody just tell me exactly what to do? I am that girl. I'm like, I get it. I've read all the books. I've watched all the YouTube videos. I know it all. But heck, can you just tell me exactly what to do? If any of what I just said speaks to your spirit because it is true for you, then I'm going to invite you to fill out an application and come work with me. I'm going to show you the 4 things I promised you. I'm going to show you how to focus on your financial dreams. I'm going to make you dream again. I'm going to keep you in an environment for 120 days where you are flying high and being supported with those financial dreams. I'm going to show you how to remove all the years of staying in that limited thinking. I'm going to guide you through a visioning process that's going to make it so real for you. You are going to cry. I cry or laugh, some drastic emotion. So if that's you, I want you to fill out an application by going to helpmegetrich.com. It's on the screen right now. You can do it now or when we get off the call, but helpmegetrich.com. I cannot wait to have the opportunity to be your guide. Awesome. All right. Now I want to introduce you to one of the next. I said 3 gifts. I've already given you one. Now I want to bring on Dr. Roland Gutierrez. And so many of you that are in our family, we have videos that Roland has recorded. And I'm humbled. I'm honored. I've been trying to get Roland to come on one of these 5-day challenges for a while now. And this time was the time. So those of you that are here, I hope you know how blessed you are, because you want to strap yourself in for this guy. So Roland, my friend, how are you? Oops, I can't hear you. Roland? I can't hear you, Roland. Can you hear me? Oh,
Sorry, I can't hear
we can hear
anything.
you. We can hear you. We
Okay,
can
you
hear
got me?
you. Yes.
Okay. I can't hear you for some reason, but if you can hear me, I'll go ahead and start.
Oh, that's a
Um,
bummer. All right. Well, Roland, can you tell everyone about the science? Like, just do your thing, my friend.
okay. Now, do we create our reality? In quantum physics, there are two phenomena that illustrate that particles, matter, and reality only exist in probabilities until they're measured and observed. The first is a double slit experiment. Scientists have noticed that particles and even molecules as large as several thousand atoms behave like probability waves when they're unobserved, and they solidify into real particles when measured by observers. The observers created their reality. The
Wow.
second is quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is what Einstein called spooky interaction at a distance, because even he didn't understand it. Now, they've taken particles and separated them as far as 300 miles away, and they found that they were interconnected and they were joined instantaneously when they were observed by an experimenter. Quantum physicists know that we create our reality, and this is not limited by distance or by time.
Wow.
In large part, reality is what our brain and our reticular activating system, as you said, Tasha, it's what they dictate. And my take on the RAS is, it is a collection of neurons. It connects the cerebrum, our thinking brain, to what we experience in our environment. It dictates and it filters what we know as a reality, and it guides our thoughts and our actions accordingly. It's a feedback loop to what you perceive and you create. Let's do a quick experiment. I want everyone just to look around the room. Just glance around the room right now where you're at. Okay, come back. Now, I want you to do that again, but focus on everything that makes you feel abundant. Go ahead, do that. Okay, do you feel that shift? It's a huge difference. Huge difference. That's your RAS, or reticular activating system, at work. The RAS is the GPS in your Tesla that gets you safely to your destination. It's a programming and guide in the heat-seeking missile that brings you straight to your target. It's the CPU in your 3D printer that creates your reality. And how we program our RAS is what is created in our reality. If you program poverty, hardship, struggle into your RAS, that's exactly what you get. I was programmed to think that you must work hard for money and you must struggle at the expense of your marriage and your family life. And money is easily lost, just like sand through your fingers. I was trapped in a medical practice that told me when I could spend time with my aging parents and my loved ones. I made good money, but I was trapped and I was miserable and I didn't see a way out. I was trapped in my limiting beliefs like Mahini, this lion that was gifted to the Washington Zoo in the 1960s. He lived in this 12-foot by 12-foot cage, even though he was released to this beautiful 5,000 square foot paradise. He remained trapped in his mental prison, and he paced that 12-foot by 12-foot area until the day he died. That's how I was. Fortunately, I was introduced to Tasha's program by my wife, and immediately I rejected it as being too woo woo. But when my wife created more income than I did in the next month, I wisely decided to give it a try. I reprogrammed my RAS following the same instructions and exercises that you're getting in this money attraction challenge. I visualized, I journaled, I created a vision board, I had a theme song from my success and freedom.
Oh,
Now,
Roland, you're breaking up.
I look around and where I heal patients, still freedom to take off whenever I choose and still make money. I was able to spend time with my parents in their last days, and I have zero regrets doing that. I can spend time with my wife and sons and live a life of joy, peace, love, and abundance, just like I dreamed about. In summary, our minds are powerful creators of our reality.
Oh, Roland, you're breaking up, and I'm like, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, please, um, can we hear you clearly? And now you're frozen.
I'm sorry, I still can't hear for some reason. Let me,
So what I'm going to do is, Lamont, can you take Roland off, and maybe you and him can talk behind the scenes and figure out, and then I'm going to come back to Roland. But here's the thing. I cried tears when Roland sent me a message yesterday. He's like, hey, this is what I want to share. And I remember Roland and his wife sitting on my couch. We had a visioning session for our clients. This was way back in the day. And here was this man dreaming and crying and listening to his music. And at the time he had a job, he's a pediatrician, and he had a job where he says he was just working really hard to make other people money. He had his own dream of what he wanted his practice to be like. How he wanted to serve children holistically, not just the medicine and here's a prescription, but the spiritual side, the nutrition, like all of it. And I got to go visit him and his wife in Orlando recently, and he was in this beautiful space that everything he journaled about, everything that we did together, he has created. But the best part was today when I said, hey, Roland, how much time do you have for being on with me? He's like, I'm free. I'm a free man. I was like, yes, yes. That's what this is all about. The reprogramming of your reticular activating system. And here is a doctor who knows the science and still needed help and support, that accountability piece that I talked about, right? So Jackie, can you join us? Hello.
Yes, hello, hello.
All right, so let's hear from you, Jackie. How can you support this conversation with the science? Let's talk about it.
Oh my gosh, there's so much. When you said, I wrote it down because you said note takers, about the note takers, my money is first made in my mind.
Note takers are money makers.
Yes. And I thought, and you said, right, my money is first made in my mind. Everything's made in your mind. Everything begins with a thought. Just like even talking about the reticular activating system, the things you think about are the things your brain thinks is important, and that's what's going to show up. So the reticular activating system is in your brainstem. It goes to your hypothalamus, which is your memory area of your brain. So that's what makes it important. And it goes to your thalamus, which sends it out. It's like a relay station, and it sends it out to all the places it needs to go. So you can see that. So you can see more of that. So everything you do begins with a thought. So even if they did studies where they had people imagine that they were playing, they had people actually for 5 days play the piano very intensely, learn this piece. And then they had another group that did nothing, didn't do anything. And then they had a group that just imagined that they were playing the piano. And then they looked at their brains, and the area in the brains of the people that imagined it and the people that actually played showed changes and growth. And just because from just imagining it, they also had people who did finger exercises, and they measured the strength of their finger. And then they had people who just imagined that they were doing finger exercises. And the people that imagined also had strength increases like 40% in their finger. I'm going to start doing that with losing weight. I'm going to imagine that. I bet it'll happen, because your brain doesn't know the difference between what you vividly imagine and what you actually do. I mean, there's certainly science of that. And we talked before about, you were talking about going to bed and how you visualize before you go to bed. And I visualize with as much, to kind of set this up, there's a brainwave called gamma, and gamma heightens all your senses. Gamma heightens your sense of smell, your sense of taste, your touch, everything. And it also, you're heightened, and your gamma is heightened when you're in gratitude. So when you're just really in gratitude and you're really imagining what you want, because like I said, everything begins with a thought and your brain doesn't know the difference. So if you're imagining what you really want as if it's already happened, you're so grateful for it, your gamma is heightened. All your senses are heightened. And gamma rides on the back of another brainwave called theta. And theta converts your short-term memory to your long-term memory. And it happens while you sleep. So before you go to bed, if you just imagine how you really want to feel, your gamma gets all excited. It's going to go to every area in your brain, and it's going to ride on the back of your theta. That theta makes it that it's real. It's already happened. So of course your reticular activating system is going to get on board and say, okay, let's go get that. Let's go find that. That's just how it works. It's so easy. And I've had to understand that with good health should be easy. This should be easy. Your brain and your body has everything it needs to do whatever you want. You just have to believe it and start doing it. And that's what you do, Tasha. That's what you help us all see.
Oh my God.
Can be done.
Guys, like I was bringing the people. I can use big terms like gamma and theta and and all this and I get it, but I wanted you to hear because this is science, and that's what I want you to leave this call with. So Jackie, here you are. Do you remember when we met? Like,
oh my gosh,
you know all this science. You're a chiropractor.
I'm gonna cry.
Like, do you remember that day when we met? And just share with everyone where you were at that time. Why did you make the decision to come work with us, and what's happened for you?
Oh my gosh, my friend just messaged me and said, I'm going to go do this vision board thing, and I want you to come. And I'm 100 miles away. I didn't even know what we were doing. I just knew I needed to do it, and I did. And I drove 100 miles. It was pouring down rain, and we wrote a love letter to money. And I felt like I just didn't deserve it. I just supposed to serve everybody. That's what I do. So, it's still, even though I knew the science, I knew gratitude is what pulled me through when my husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I mean, I knew I had to be grateful. I just also needed to understand that I deserved it too. And I'll tell you this, I probably never told you this before. I remember one time, because I worked so hard, it still wasn't getting anywhere. I finally said to myself, you know what? I think we're just supposed to be one of those people that don't make a lot of money. That's it. That's what we're supposed to be. Luckily, I knew that was wrong, but it was almost a way for me
you met me. You met me.
That was way before I met you. So yeah, luckily I met you. But yes, that day changed my life. That day certainly changed my life. I was struggling. I don't even know if you remember how much I was struggling just to write a letter to money.
I remember.
I talked to money.
I can see you at the back of the room, right? I know you're a doctor. And so I have a whole story in my mind of how doctors are. And you were like crying, emotional writing this. I won't forget it. It was 2 or 3 years ago. So you do the program, and what have you gotten from it? Like,
oh my gosh. Well, I've gotten the clarity that I can have whatever I want. I've got the clarity that it's okay to ask for whatever I want. I'm quitting my 34-year practice. I didn't even think twice about it. I put it up for sale. A week and a half, I already signed the papers. They're just letting me stay so I can finish the people that are here. So I can start this whole new venture. I have no fear about that at all. They offered me $30,000 above what I was asking for. It's like, hey, yeah, we want to buy it. And we're going to give you more money for it. And then they just told my realtor, hey, I think we want to buy her house too. And I was like, okay, how much easier could it be? I think I've just gotten everything I could ask for. And I have to just say, okay, do you really want it? Because you know how to get it. You know how to get it. You just kind of get out of your way, make sure it's what you really want. It's what you're looking for, and it's going to be there. There's just no doubt about it.
That's crazy. I remember the first 30 days you manifested like $30,000. Then you got your dream second home.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like there's so much you've manifested. Yeah. You've done the program twice.
Right.
You were like, you're just on it. And what I love and why I want people to hear is that, yes, you are a doctor, but not even you, because we all do. You get this and you understand it scientifically, and yet you still needed the guidance, support, way how to journal, how to believe that you deserve it, how to love yourself. I mean, I love my favorite thing of yours is Fridays, you posting you in your pool, and you're like, this is my life. This is my new life.
Right. Yeah. Somebody else was cleaning my house. somebody was mowing my grass, and I'm sitting in the pool with my whatever cocktail that was on our call, like, this is it. And I didn't, before I might have said, oh, I feel bad if I'm sitting. I'm like, no, I don't. This is
This is the life.
It was the
This
life.
is the life. Oh,
Yeah.
Jackie, thank you so much. And, I just want to tell you, Jackie has done the program twice. She's watched. She's on every Monday morning Facebook Live. She's going to be one of the first 5 people on there. She stays plugged in. We're going on retreat together to Jamaica in May. This is how we roll. This is what we do. We live our dreams. I teach you how to create it.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Thank you, Jackie, for being on.
Thank
Can we
you.
get Roland back on real quick before we wrap up? Roland, is it possible for us to hear you this time? Let's hear it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yay!
Yay!
Tell the people, Roland, I want them to hear from you. You are this doctor. You don't, I remember you wanted braces, you wouldn't get it for yourself. You wanted a new car, you wouldn't get it for yourself. Like, you are this doctor doing your hard work thing that you genuinely believed was the only way. You come into the program and we open you up to dreaming. Like, what is your life like today?
I remember that. And I remember sitting on your sofa and getting this theme song. It's from Chariots of Fire, and thinking about what my life would be. And me, this physician, very accomplished, like crying because it just tapped into exactly, it just showed me that I was a prisoner in my own mind. My own limiting beliefs just held me back. And, when that was lifted off, it's a process. And you're right. It was little things at first. Like, I was so ashamed of my teeth that I didn't smile at all, and people would say, oh, you should smile more. I'm like, no, I just don't want to tell them. I am so ashamed of my teeth. But I said, you know what? I'll start with that. Let's just get braces. And, through your program, and yeah, I deserve this. This is good. God wants me to have this. I got braces, and now I've got great teeth that
Beautiful
I'm really happy about. I was thinking about my dream car since I was little. I wanted to have a Volvo. I want to have a Volvo. And then I remember one day I'm going to the dealership, and what car do you want? I'm like, that one. And it was a fully loaded Volvo it was self-driving at a time, even before self-driving, right off the lot at this huge discount. And it was amazing, So, you allowed me, the program allowed me to unchain, to unshackle the limiting beliefs in my mind, so that my reality, or what I thought it could be what I wanted it to be. And that was, I mean, the money's good. Don't get me wrong. Money's great. Money's important for what it's important for. But I'm a man that, I want to surround myself with love. I want joy. I want peace. I want abundance. I want to be able to give and serve and change people's lives. I want to be able to, help children and their families, and change the community, and change the world by what I do. And because of what you have done in the program, I'm able to do that now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Guys, I got makeup on. I can't cry today. Oh, Roland, when I think about, it's like I said at the start of this call, I want you to be a part of this journey. Those of you that want change, that's why I invite you to come work with us for the next 120 days. Because you know what I'm about? Changing your life, not just your life, but the next 5 generations. And what I know has happened in you and Lisette's life and your children, and that you were able to spend that time with your parents before they passed. I mean, like, oh my God. And that your kids get to watch this, it's money and so much more. So much more.
Right.
What is
Absolutely.
rich? It's like, yes, go to helpmegetrich.com, but what is rich to you? That's
Exactly.
Whatever you define it as is what I want to show you how to get. What were you going to say, Roland?
No, that's exactly right. And yeah, I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't even know what I didn't want. I just took that leap, that little step. And I was the biggest skeptic in the world. And you saw me. I was like stony faced, I said, you gotta prove that to me. You gotta show me the money. And then my wife showed me the money. Like, okay, let me take the next step.
But it was little by little doing these things that I thought, vision board, come on, journaling. What are you talking about? It changed my life. It
Yeah.
changed my life to this day. I mean, that's what I do. I'm my screensaver. I am a beloved, joyful, abundant, peaceful multimillionaire. And I see it every time I open my phone 100 times a day.
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to be on here forever if we keep going. Roland and Jackie, thank you so much. And I just want, every one of you, it's like Jackie said, and if you could put that back up on the screen, helpmegetrich.com. I just want you, it's just like Jackie said, she got invited to come to this event that I was hosting, and she just knew. She didn't even know what it was about. She just knew. And that's who I'm talking to right now. Those of you that you have been asking, praying, looking for, whatever it is, to have this lasting change in your life, and you found this challenge. That's the part of you that knows. And I just want to encourage you, if everything that you've heard today makes sense, book a call, fill out that application. Let's talk about changing your life, how to use this scientific approach to change your life. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're doing 13 money traumas. You want to be here for that. So we have 2 sessions tomorrow, one at 12 and one at 6 p.m. Eastern. I promise we're going to be a lot shorter tomorrow. So 12 Eastern, be here. And again, at 6 p.m., we have a bonus session. We're going to be talking about traumas. And I want to show you some people who overcame their money trauma and what life has been like. All right. So day 1 is in the bag. I love you guys. I'm going to go run and see which of you I'm going to get to talk to this afternoon. I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.